Rowan, and we're back. Now, I think I might have a piece of... No, I haven't actually anything here for you at the moment. Thought I might have had a piece of news for you, but it didn't come. And we'll return to that element of things later. Right, we're gathered here together to talk about international cooperation. Patrick Kelly, a project leader at Newry and Mourne Council, you're most welcome. Mm-hmm. Charlie Casey, councillor and former mayor of our great barony of Newry. Oh. And Agnessa Sabuka, correct pronunciation?
Yes.
From Latvia.
Yes.
You're very welcome.
Thanks.
What is the project that these two folk lined up into and were involved in?
Hello, Rowan. The name of the project is the Local Government BME Shadowing Programme.
Yes.
And the anchor on BME meaning Black Minority Ethnic. And the programme that I work for Newry and Mourne District Council is part of the Peace 3 Southern Partnership Challenge of Change priority led by Newry and Mourne Council. Yeah. And basically it's about integrating, helping people that have come here to find a new life, integrate better into society. And the shadowing programme in particular has the aim of giving an insight to people from BME communities to get an insight into the workings of local councils, local government and local democracy here.
Yeah, it's quite forward thinking because it's you're recognising vulnerability and dealing with it.
Well, absolutely. The Challenge of Change, the programme, we pride ourselves in being innovative and we went to Bremen a few years ago and looked at a mentoring project which we implemented here. We wanted to follow that up, and we realised there was a project in Bristol which pioneered this programme whereby councillors volunteered their time and for people from BME communities to shadow them and see the workings of local government. So that excited us. We went over and saw it, took it back here and came up with a model that we think that has worked very well here.
And the exact sort of parameters of what you have done, how many people from the new Europe, if you like, if we can call it that, were interfaced with councillors here? How many were involved?
Well, there was 16 people from black minority ethnic communities overall, and that was across the council areas of Craigavon, Armagh, Banbridge, Newry and Mourne. And
you said black minority?
Black minority ethnic. It's a...
Oh, that's the three. It's black community, minority community, ethnic community. So we're embracing everybody.
It's an all generic term that is used within civic society now to explain ethnic communities.
Yeah. Agnessa, this must have been good for you because you were here as a stranger on our shore, so to speak.
Yes.
And you'd taken the courage in your hands and you'd come here to commence a new life here.
Yes.
At the beginning, it may have been a frightening concept. A wee bit fearful, were you?
Of course, at the start, it's natural fear.
Yeah.
But
so suddenly this happens, and you find that you have things to do, and you're in the loving care of Mr. Charles Casey.
Oh yes, he's a great person.
Yeah, Charles, you had the big responsibility to shepherd. How long were you doing it for?
Well, it was about 8 months in total, yeah. Although we didn't meet as often as we should, I have to say, because Agnetta's diary dates and her commitments to her family and her work, and my diary dates just didn't allow. But we did interact, we did take part in quite a number of formal engagements, and I think we've made a lasting impression on each other. And as Patrick says, we did visit other areas to see what was best practice, and we implemented our own version of what we saw elsewhere, and it worked because we know that there have been quite a number of BME or new nationals living in our district, and people just see them in passing, don't know who they are, where they come from, what they do. I had met Agnessa before when I was mayor, as you said at the start of your introduction. When that school was first opened, the school that Agnessa...
School, that's out at Alton House.
Yeah, at Alton House. I actually formally helped them to open that school that day. And Agnessa did make a big impression on me that because she baked this lovely strawberry cake, which was absolutely delightful. And she promised she would make me another one, but it hasn't happened yet.
But maybe she's doing you a favour and recognises it's not the best thing for you.
Probably not. Looking at my figure, I'd say you're quite right, Rowan. But no, I was absolutely delighted to be a part of this project that Patrick and his team have brought forward.
What did you learn? Obviously Agnessa needed to learn from you, but it was a two-way thing. You learned from her.
Well, see, living and growing up in this country, you do become sort of insular, right? You realise what is happening elsewhere, but when you actually meet someone like Agnessa from Latvia, and that's a big nation as well, and has its own problems with part of the Russian Union at one stage. So with all of the difficulties that entail, and to learn how Agnessa felt when she was growing up, how her parents felt, what her grandparents felt, what they went through, and I mean, to try and mirror that
Absolutely.
to what we do over here, it takes some understanding.
Absolutely. Tell me, Agnessa, about your Latvian school out at Alternate House. How is it going? What's happening there?
There's loads of activities going. Mainly, it's language lessons every Saturday. We are running Latvian language lessons just to help children to save their own language and involve parents in activities within community. We are organizing concerts and also celebration events, and preparing children for competitions. For example, we had a music talent competition for community in Dublin. There's more concentrated area of Latvians living in Dublin.
Absolutely.
So it gives a good knowledge of language.
You
and
mentioned
it keeps connected with their own
with their own culture
country as well.
Yeah,
which
but what
is
about the
very
English?
important.
What about equally important? I suggest to you is their ability to acquire the English language to be able to
Yes,
communicate here. Are you
yes.
doing that as well, or is that being done in the normal
I
schools?
I have done some projects where we involve also Irish children and other community children, just to share, just share experiences and opinions and find out more about
Your language,
culture.
Your language is very good. Your speech is very, very good, very understandable. How long did it take you to develop that skill?
I actually learned the English language at school, and I thought that I will go abroad when I was smaller. I was. And as my relatives actually lived in Australia at that age, when I was very, very motivated to maybe someday go and visit them in Australia. So that was good motivation at the school age, just the opportunity to learn language.
Patrick, you're at the end of the project, this stage of the project now. What are you taking from it?
What I take from it is the confidence that what we planned and what we inspired to do has actually come about, and that we were able to recruit 16 people from ethnic minority communities to be shadowed by 11 counsellors. We have proved here that the model that we lifted and sort of tailored here has worked, and will give us confidence, all being well, and all being well, to the funders of Peace 3, that if there is a Peace 4 or whatever, that programs like this here actually work on the ground, and as Agnessa said, are meaningful and real.
Yeah, talking about money from Europe, Charlie, we're on the cusp of an announcement about Narrowwater Bridge, aren't we? What's your gut feeling? What are you feeling in your water?
Well, it's taken quite some time to get to this stage. I mean, this project has been talking about for 30, 40 years even. Now, to see it this far, the vision is there. The vision of this iconic structure that links Omeath and Warren Point, basically, because it's situated there. But the benefits that can come from that, well, who can quantify them?
Do you think we're going to get the final signing off of it? What are you hearing on the inside track?
The hopes are good. Put it that way. The hopes are good. If it were to be dashed now, I think the blame would rest solely at the Assembly, more than anywhere else, because the efforts that people from local government have put into it on all sides, Newry and Louth, there has to be an outcome for that, for the effort that those people put in. There has to be.
Agnessa, I suppose you get a certain amazing interest in our politics here, and the comings and goings.
Yes, of course, because we are living here, we must be active and understand the local environment and local people and local government and take part.
Will you stay here, do you think? What's your gut telling you?
And I'm not so sure as Charlie. He would be better telling it, I think.
But what about you? For you and your family and your friends, is it your intention to make Newry your home, for all things being equal, into the future?
Yes, I hope so.
And what makes Newry so special to you?
I think it's maybe the local culture, and there's loads of things we we share common with our Latvia history as well.
History.
Yes, and the people. I think people are sharing very, very similar opinions and thoughts, and so I think we are very close if we just want to find out deeper. So we
our problem here is that we have so many opinions that sometimes we get confused, for goodness sake.
But there's loads of common things as well.
Absolutely. So Charlie, you see this kind of thing continuing?
Oh, I do, and I want to see it continuing, because Newry, as you know yourself, Rowan, in the past has had a number of bad incidents involving locals and new nationals.
Yes, we've had
and
that.
it gave us negative publicity. This is an opportunity to get positive publicity out of good relationships between people like myself and Agnessa.
But thankfully, Charlie, you know, you could count those horrible negative incidents on the fingers of one hand, could you not?
You could indeed. You could indeed.
But
having said that, there were major news items, and it sent out a negative message.
Yeah.
And it was wrong, and we all agreed it was wrong. But now is the opportunity to get a positive message out, which we are doing.
What's the flow? What's the flow within council at the moment in terms of optimism in the midst of all we're coming through economically and all the rest of it?
Well, our council's always
are your tails up?
Our council's always been a very progressive, forward-looking council, I have to say, and we are leading the field in good relations right across the board, and have been doing that over the last number of years.
Yeah.
We were the first council to introduce the Good Relations Forum, where we brought not necessarily BME community, but Catholics, Protestants, Republican unions together under the one roof, Chatham House rules, and allowed people to discuss and talk. You were probably there yourself at some of them, Rowan. You know the content.
So really, what you're saying to me is we're well down the road on the peace road.
We are.
We've got the map in our hand, the compass, and we're making progress.
And there's no looking back.
No looking back. Patrick, Charlie, Agnessa, thank you very much indeed. Sean, let us have the music, please.